Goliath comes out talking about everything. Oh, you this, you that, yeah. Because, the way that they did their battles back then, they would be up on two hills, and then there'd be a valley in the middle. You had the Israelites up here on this side, you had the Philistines up on this side, and then the champions, the people fight down in the middle. So they be up there screaming at each other, you this, you rah. And then somebody comes down in the middle. Well, Goliath came down. And, of course, the Israelites saw him. They were like, oh, my God. No, I'm not fighting it. No, I'm not. And nobody came down. Nobody. Now here, this little lowly sheep herder, who was probably about 13, 14, Pastor. Little bitty, they said he was ruddy. Little ruddy. And his father sent him out to give food to his brothers who were supposed to be out there fighting. And he comes out there and he hears Goliath talking all this stuff. And David goes, what's up with this? How dare this uncircumcised Philistine sit up here and defy the armies of the living God? Now, 14 years old, my son is 14. Remember, 9'7". I'm not even reaching up high enough. 9'7", and big. And this little dude, so he asked him, well, what happens if what happens to the man who beats this uncircumcised Philistine? And he told him, yeah, well, you get to marry the king's daughter and you get set up. Pretty much you be set for life. So then they take him to the king. He goes and he's like, look, I'll go. If nobody else will go out to fight, I'll go fight. And the king said to him, hold up, dude. This dude, that's all he does is fight people and kill people. That's all he does. You can't take him. And David said, and here's where the kicker is. This is what David said to Saul. David said in verse 37, moreover, the Lord that delivered me out of the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. And Saul was probably a little sarcastic, go, well, will the Lord be with you then? You go on. And David was a trash talker too. Y'all know that? Because David was like, he walked up there, with the verse that I just read, where it said, what did he say to it? David spoke to the I'm sorry. And David told Goliath, look, let me tell you what I'm going to do to you, you uncircumcised Philistine. That must have been a real big insult at those days. Because if you weren't circumcised, then you weren't of God's people. So every chance he got, he called an uncircumcised Philistine. Listen to me, you overgrown, uncircumcised Philistine. Let me tell you what I'm going to do to you. Because, Goliath was talking a lot of stuff, too. Like, how y'all going to come at me with this? Am I a dog? You come at me with this? He probably looking at his boy. Look at what they coming with. David goes, let me tell you what I'm going to do. Not only are you going to die this day, but I'm going to cut your head off with your sword, you uncircumcised Philistine. And David did it. He went out there and got his rocks, got his sling, and threw it. Now, you all know, we had slingshots back in the day, right? The best you could do with a slingshot, you grab it like this, let it go, and it might hit its target. If it got close, then we thought we was doing pretty good. And if we hit what we was aiming at, I'm the man. But he didn't even have a slingshot. He had a sling. So he had to swing it like this and then let it go like that. The rock hit Goliath so hard that it sunk into his head. It was embedded in his head. Now, this guy was 14 years old. How is a rock going to sink into a big old 10-foot tall dude with a helmet on? If it wasn't for the power of God. See, David knew something. David had already experienced victory. Remember the lion and the bear that tried to take his sheep? See, David remembered that. Do you all remember the victories that you had when God delivered you from something? And now with the issues that you're going through right now, you forgot that he delivered you before? See, my philosophy is this, and I've been there. I can speak from experience. See, when the milk and honey stops flowing, the same God that had me when it was flowing, he's got me when it stops flowing. That's what he's trying to tell you today through these battles. What did we learn? One of the things about all of these battles is that, especially with the battle with David and Goliath, he wants us to remember those victories that he gave us, that we had in the past, so that we know who's going to get the victory in the immediate future. So whatever it is you're going through right now, whatever issue you're dealing with right now, he's saying, remember that I've always had you. And I got you right now. I got you right now. All I want you to do is believe, trust, have faith. See, another thing, don't go to God sniveling. God, Lord God, my tire is all flat and I don't have a spare. Oh, Lord, come, I got this issue, I got that issue. Oh, these problems are just too big. Don't go sniveling to God, talking about how big your problems are. You go to your problems and tell your problems how big your God is. Again, God is undefeated. He hasn't lost a battle. You can't win without him. You don't have a chance of winning without him. And if you win a battle without him, now you think you did it. See, he ain't saying that. For those of you who are battling with the issue of whether, should I come to Christ or should I not? I gotta get myself straight first. God is saying you can't get yourself straight. You come to me and you let me straighten you out. You let me clean you. Because then you can't brag